It is no secret to longtime fans of the channel that trading card games have been a big influence in my life, both on and off the channel. In this series, both DemonBattler and myself will be opening 24 packs, or one box, of each core Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster set in chronological order. After each opening, we will build decks from all of the cards we have opened thus far, then duel each other in a best-of-3 match with 3 prizes up for grabs to improve our decks. The winner will receive 2 of those prizes, and the loser will get 1. The possibilities for prizes are almost limitless, including single cards, sealed product, structure decks, and much more. Every card in the entire game's history will be obtainable in some form. However, neither of us will be able to rest on past laurels easily. The ever-changing official Forbidden and Limited list, our own choices of cards to be banished to the Shadow Realm, and even changes to the very rules of the game will keep our decks and duels fresh. This is yet another Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression series. Soul of the Duelist was released October 1st, 2004. This set introduced the Level Monsters, a series of monsters that have multiple versions of one another and, with the right conditions, can upgrade themselves into their larger versions. This is also the first set to have identical set geometry between the OCG and TCG versions. So all of the sets going forward are going to be much smaller than their former TCG versions. The set geometry for the foreseeable future is going to be 35 commons, 14 rares, 7 super rares, and 4 ultra rares, for a 60 card set total. This will also be introducing some changes to the wheel. Because now we no longer have secret rares, we will instead have the secret rare wildcard wedge be a secret or ultimate rare wildcard wedge. If you open that wedge on the wheel, then you will be able to take either a secret rare from a set that has secret rares, or any card that has an ultimate rare version in a booster set that has ultimate rares. That originally starts out being any rarity except common, but eventually the ultimate rares do get restricted to all super rare and ultra rare cards in the set. So let's take you down some of the cards in this set. We do have a few commons that are good, but most of the set is pretty low power. The graveyard in the 4th dimension is level support. If we do wind up playing a level monster deck, then we will be able to play that to be able to maintain card parity. The biggest common in the set is probably Mind Crush. Mind Crush lets you declare a card name, and then if your opponent has that card in their hand, they have to discard all copies of it. If they don't have it, then you discard a card at random. You do need a card in hand to be able to play this, but this is very powerful with effects that let you look at your opponent's hand anyway. It can also be very powerful if they add a card from their hand by way of a card effect such as a Sandgan. You can snipe that card out of their hand. We do have the first set of level monsters, which are the Dark Mimic and the Armed Dragon. The Armed Dragons are pretty respectable. You'll be able to see the larger ones. A Dark Mimic level 1 will replace itself when it's flipped. Black Dragon's Chick, which may have been known as Red Eyes Black Chick when the set came out, is Red Eyes support. Ultimate Baseball Kid is some of the best fire support that we've seen in a while. This could very well see play if we build a deck around this attribute. It's a 500 attack monster that gains 1,000 attack points for every fire monster on the field other than itself. If you use a card such as DNA Transplant to make all monsters fire, this can grow quite massive. Howling Insect is a recruiter for insect-type monsters, and that is something that will eventually see play once we get some insect-based archetypes later on in Yu-Gi-Oh's history, such as Insector. Mass Dragon is a recruiter for dragon-type monsters, and could wind up seeing play in any dragon-based archetype. Enraged Muka Muka, Hade Hane, and Noble Mid-Eater Bug are shallow grave targets specifically. A Sandwich is going to be in extra decks for some shenanigans later on, such as with super polymerization. Dark Factory of Mass Production is something that I'm going to be looking forward to for my normal monster deck. This is normal monster support. You just grab 2 normal monsters out of your graveyard and put them in your hand. Pretty strong. Level up. This is one thing that makes the level monsters go. This will let you, rather than meet the level up conditions for the monster itself, you can just tribute the level monster and then you special summon the next level monster in line, ignoring its summoning conditions. So if we wind up having a level monster that is a huge payoff, such as an Armed Dragon or a Horus, then we can end up playing a level up to be able to bypass that condition. At the rare slot, we do have some unique cards. We have Mystic Swordsman level 2, which is probably the best rare in the set. This will allow us to destroy any face-down monster it attacks before it flips up. So we did discuss in Pharaonic Guardians Sasuke Samurai. This is a Sasuke Samurai at lower rarity. And its Warrior Earth typing makes it a lot more accessible than Sasuke Samurai. We have Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke, which is an 1800 light warrior that destroys any face-up defense position monster it battles. That's pretty good as well. Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 4 is a 1600 dragon that serves as the base for the powerful Horus level 6 and level 8 monsters at Hollow. Ojama King is a pretty cool magical scientist metamorphosis target. It locks out 3 of your opponent's monster zones when you summon it, has a 3000 butt. Master of Oz is going to be played in our extra deck once we get Dogmatica Punishment much later on. Hammer Shot is a smashing ground that hits attack value, but it is indiscriminate. If you have the largest attack value, then it will hit yours. Spirit Barrier is a constant Waboku effect, as long as you have a monster that can't be destroyed by battle. So in conjunction with a Spirit Reaper or Unhappy Girl, this can prevent you from taking battle damage forever. This is something we might consider playing in defensive decks. And then there are only 7 super rares. There are Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 6, which is unaffected by spells, and this is something you can tribute summon out as well. The big one we're going to be chasing is Mobius the Frost Monarch. Mobius the Frost Monarch is premium back row removal. When it's tribute summoned, you get to destroy 2 back row. This is something that is going to see play in our main deck if we get it, just due to the sheer lack of back row removal that we have. Ectoplasmer is an interesting monster floodgate in that it requires a player to tribute a monster every turn, and then it inflicts damage to their opponent equal to half the monster's attack. This is reciprocal, but if you build your deck around it, you can keep your opponent from having monsters in play. And the 4 ultra rares, 3 of them are pretty good. 1 of them is Red Eyes support and will never see the light of day. Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 8 and Armed Dragon level 7 need to be special summoned by the effects of Armed Dragon level 5 and Horus level 6, or off of level up, because level up ignores summoning conditions. But if you can get these on the table, they will take over the game. Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 8 in particular, it's a one-sided Imperial Order, so you can selectively negate spells. It's not once per turn. It's not even once per chain. So this is just a straight-up one-sided Imperial Order and will probably win the game if it resolves. Mystic Swordsman level 4 is an interesting one. It's a 1900 normal summon, but you can't normal summon it. You have to set it first. And we do get an upgrade for this to Mystic Swordsman level 6 in the next set with Rise of Destiny. So overall, this is a pretty weak set, but there are a few cards we are going to be chasing. However, this was not the only release around this time. We also got the 2004 Collector's Tins. These were released on September 1st of 2004, and while the packs in them were not new, the Collector's Tin promos were new. So we are going to be handling these like video game promos, where we will draft these after the duel, and then the winner of that duel will get the first pick. Insect Queen and Total Defense Shogun aren't great. Swift Guy of the Fierce Knight is okay, but the big ones we're going to be after are Blade Knight, Command Knight, and Obnoxious Celtic Guard. All 3 of these are very powerful and brought warrior decks to the forefront of the meta during this time. Blade Knight is a 1600 light warrior that goes to 2000 if you have 1 or fewer cards in hand, and it will negate flip effects of any monster it destroys by battle, as long as it is the only monster you have. Command Knight can't be attacked if you have another warrior-type monster, and she pumps all warrior-type monsters by 400, including herself. So she is effectively a 1600 attacker that you can tutor for with Sangin because her printed attack is 1200. And then Obnoxious Celtic Guard is a 1400 that cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster that has 1900 or more attack. This was very good against Monarch trying to go big because they needed specifically Zaborg to out it. And with the release of Soul of the Duelist comes the first forbidden and limited list in Yu-Gi-Oh's history. This was announced around August that 14 cards would be getting banned. However, this ban would not take effect until the new set Soul of the Duelist was released in October. So there's this list of cards that is being banned in the TCG at this time. This will not impact us because these are all cards going from 1 to 0. However, there was another update to the limited list for October of 2004. This limits 5 cards from various sets. A Dark Magician of Chaos, Protector of the Sanctuary, Mystical Space Typhoon, Torrential Tribute, and Morphing Jar all go to 1 copy each. Alright, 24 packs of Soul of the Duelist. Not too excited to open the set. The set is pretty low power compared to some of the sets we've opened, but there are a few cards that will impact the metagame. So let's go ahead and get started with the set. And we got a Horus level 4. The rest of this stuff isn't really anything to write home about. We did get a Trojan Horse and Unshaven Angler, which over the next 3 sets, this set and Rise of Destiny and Flaming Eternity, we will get a cycle of monsters that can be treated as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of a monster with a particular attribute. And there's our first super rare. It is Hallowed Life Barrier. This is a side deck card at best, but it could see Fringe play, and it did see Fringe play around the time of release. You can discard a card, and then it will make any damage you take, whether it be by battle or effect damage, 0. The better card in this set is probably Mystic Swordsman level 2. This is going to make it a little bit more difficult to play Control, just because we will now have access to a Nobleman of Crossout-like effect again, and with the size of the set being smaller, it is easier to pull specific cards. So even getting multiples of super rares is not unheard of. There's an Armed Dragon level 5. It's a 2400 1 tribute, which is already good, and then you can send a monster from your hand to the graveyard to destroy a monster your opponent controls that has less attack. And none of these other cards are particularly good. Howling Insect won't be good for a long time, but once it does pop up, we'll be happy that we had them. And there's our first copy of Mind Crush. Mind Crush is noteworthy because it can snipe cards out of your opponent's hand if you have a way to know that they are there. And sometimes you might even want to blind Mind Crush if you have an inkling that your opponent has some bomb that you just cannot deal with any other way. Ultimate Baseball Kit is noteworthy too. If we can pick up 3 of those, there's a deck with that. And there is Master of Oz. This is a card that we won't be fusion summoning anytime soon. The materials are serviceable, but most of what we're going to do with this involves some cards that we will get access to much later on in the progression series. But it is important that we have one as a target for those effects. The main one is Dogmatica Punishment, but this could also be a really sick Cyberstein target, because we will get access to Cyberstein soon. And there's another Horus level 4. We haven't seen any holos yet outside of the 1 Hallowed Life Barrier, but if we do get those, there is a deck out there now. We did also get our second copy of Level Up. We got another Howling Insect as well. Howling Insect is a card we will need 3 of for those insect decks in the future. And there's a third Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 4. Nothing else too terribly noteworthy in this. Oh, I guess we did get our third Mind Crush. Now, there are so few commons in the set, and we're opening so many packs, that it should be a near guarantee that we get all of the commons in playsets, as there are only 35 commons. That is our first copy of Masked Dragon. That is a dragon-type recruiter that we are going to want for dragon-focused decks that have late-game potential in the future. If anything, just to buy us time, get dragons into our graveyard, but we won't have any dragon archetypes at low rarity for quite some time. There's another super rare. It is unfortunately Greed. Greed punishes players for drawing additional cards outside of their draw phase, but it's only 500 damage per card drawn, so I don't think it will see a ton of play. Charcoal Inpachi is at the very least a 2100 defender, but we did not have a shortage of those thanks to Invasion of Chaos. There's a second Mass Dragon. Ultimate Baseball Kid finishes our playset, so we will have that to play with. We did also get another Dark Mimic level 1 if we want to play more monsters that replace themselves when they drop. We did already have one in the form of Skalangle, but we don't have access to that card quite yet as easily, so this will be a nice way to play additional monsters that replace themselves and allow us to power through our deck faster. There's another super rare. We're unfortunately hitting all of the wrong super rares. This is Ectoplasmer. I don't think we're going to want to play this card in anything for now, but that could potentially be a lockout tool to keep our opponents from establishing any kind of meaningful board while we use back row as our primary win condition. And there's another super rare. It is unfortunately another Hallowed Life Barrier, really holding out hope for this Mobius. Just because we also have the 2 Zaborg, if we can pick up a Mobius, and then perhaps a Thessalos out of the next set, then we might be able to play a Submonarch later on, which would be a very powerful archetype. And there is another super rare, that is Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 6. If we can pick up a level 8 as well, that would be an absolutely incredible deck master. But we need to pick up the Horus level 8, and it's an ultra rare. We did get another Mystic Swordsman level 2, which could breathe light into our warrior strategy that we've had the pieces for previously. We just haven't had enough names, and by names I mean playable monsters of that type, to be able to make the warrior strategy work. There's our first copy of Spirit Barrier. That is a card that I discussed earlier, having the potential to lock your opponent out of combat damage with any monster that cannot be destroyed by battle, and there are a lot of them now. And there's another Armed Dragon level 5. If we can get a level 7, that might actually be a path that we can take. Armed Dragon level 7 is an ultra rare though, and we are rapidly running out of packs. There is another Master of Oz. We really don't need more than one of this card, because there really isn't a circumstance where I see myself summoning multiples of it, but we'll add it to the collection all the same. And there's our first Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke. This is a rare that I have really been looking to hit, because then we'll be able to have some kind of Warrior Chaos strategy with our 2 Chaos Sorcerers. But we would really like to see one more of those to be able to increase the light count. We do have Freed the Brave Wanderer for helping with the light count, but it's not as good as Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke. That is also our third Dark Factory of mass production, so we will have more normal monster support if we do wind up playing a normal monster-based deck again. And there is an ultimate rare Hallowed Life Barrier. That is a playset of a super rare that is fringe playable at best. It is cool that we did get an ultimate rare, because that card looks really nice in ultimate rare. Most cards in ultimate rare look pretty nice. Unfortunately, that's not going to help us too much as far as progression series goes. So only a few packs left. This opening has gone about as I had expected. I'm very disappointed we haven't hit Mobius yet, but there really just aren't too many good cards in this set. This set is garbage! Our third to last pack, nothing special here. All these cards we already have playsets of. Then our second to last pack. We did get another Horus level 6 at Ultimate Rare, so this could actually be playable on its own, even without level 8, just because it's a 2300 that's unaffected by spells. That is also our first Hammer Shot, so this set is giving us something to play with in the close, but we only have 1 pack left. If we can get a Horus level 8, I might just have to go for it. Hoop! That is not a Horus level 8, that is a fourth Hallowed Life Barrier. 4 copies of just the wrong super rare. We got no Mobius. That's bad. So I don't think that this is going to impact things too much. That level 6 engine with Horus actually sounds pretty spicy. We might mess around with that, but we will have to see where our deck building takes us. See you in Deck Edit. So here's the list we'll be taking to today's duel, and if it looks similar to what we played last week, you're right. The only difference is I have the two game plans swapped. Instead of going on the control plan in Game 1 and smoke screening to an aggro strategy, we'll be doing exactly the reverse. If our aggro plan doesn't work in Game 1, we will be shifting to the slow controlling version for Games 2 and 3. I'll take you down the card by card. 2 Berserk Gorilla, 2 Giant Orc, 3 Gyakugire Panda. This is better as a side deck card against control because they tend to flood the board with flip effect monsters. However, because of the synergy with Ojama Trio, if you can activate an Ojama Trio, this is at the very least a 2300 Piercer. 2 Old Vindictive Magician for removal, 1 Sandgen. This does only get a limited number of targets. It gets Old Vindictive and Panda and Solar Flare Dragon, but those are all good cards. And then 3 of the aforementioned Solar Flare Dragon. If we can get 2 of these, it will form an attack loop. 1 Witch of the Black Forest, 2 Zaborg the Thunder Monarch. Didn't really get the chance to show this guy off, but he is pretty incredible. A 2400 attacker that can kill set monsters is wonderful. 2 Archfiend Soldier, 1 Gemini Elf, and 1 Mad Dog of Darkness rounding out the monsters. Just 2 spells this time. We have Harpy's Feather Duster and Pot of Greed. Those are the only 2 spells we need. We are playing 19 trap cards in this list. 3 Curse of Darkness is the first one that we have. This is a continuous trap that imposes a 1000 life point cost to activate a spell card. This is the big reason why we're only playing 2 spell cards in our main deck. This is incredibly powerful, and if we can get multiples of these out, these can make an almost paralyzing cost to activate spell cards. 2 final attack orders to be able to put those Ojama tokens in attack position, 2 Just Desserts to synergize with Ojama Trio, 1 Mirror Force, 3 of the aforementioned Ojama Trio, 2 Raigeki Break, 1 Ring of Destruction, 1 Sakuretsu Armor, 3 Secret Barrel, and 1 Solid Judgment. And then our Deckmaster is Dark Triceratops, who is just a 2400 Piercer. Our extra deck is not relevant, and the side deck has all the control pieces. 1 Cyberjar, 2 Dust Koala, 3 Magical Merchant, 3 Stealth Bird, 2 Level Limit, 2 Gravity Bind, another Sack, and the Dust Tornado that we won off of the prize wheel. I am super excited to play this. I don't think that Demon will see us make the little flip-flop on him this time, but we will see how this beatdown deck with Curse of Darkness works out. It is time to duel. Nice Mobius you have in the corner there. I wonder what you're playing.
Hey, that doesn't mean anything, alright?
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. This is the last Deckmaster duel. It's been fun, but...
It's fun, but it'll be nice to kind of go back to some more basic things without having to worry about this extra rule. Like, to be honest, I actually kind of forgot until the end that I needed a Deckmaster.
Well, this will be the last week you have to remember it, but
yep.
I'm looking forward to this one.
NBT would be proud. Paper Strats for the win.
Well, you did get there for a change. Alright, I guess I will be going second this time. Good luck, Duelist.
Good luck. And so...
Dark Triceratops will be my Deckmaster for this duel.
Ooh, interesting. And mine will be...
Ah, okay. I see.
Kinda sucks I had to expose one of my hollow pulls right off the bat, but he's kind of a good option for me for it, so...
It is.
Alright, so I will draw. Standby, main. I think I'm just good with doing a simple T-set and pass.
Draw for turn, standby, main. I'll run out of solar.
Alright.
Proceed to the battle phase. Hit.
I'm going to
book
your solar flare.
Sure. After combat, I will set 1, 2, 3 back row. Go ahead.
Alright. Draw. Standby main. This is a tough one, honestly. I think I'm just going to set a couple of cards and pass it over to you.
Sure. Draw for turn, standby, main. Well, let's go ahead and start putting the pressure on. I am going to run out... I gotta think about this. Sequencing is kind of important with this deck. Let's go ahead and activate Ojamatrio.
Ooh, okay.
So you can have your tokens.
There we go.
Then I'm going to Secret Barrel you for 1,800.
Okay.
Then I'm going to activate Harpy's Feather Duster for your back row.
Ooh, alright. I think I'm gonna go ahead and chain my Waboku.
You got it. Okay, so
And you clear my negate attack.
just a couple negates. Okay, then this being the case, I'm going to go ahead and flip up my Solar Flare Dragon, and then I'm just going to pass the turn and deal you 500 damage. Go.
Draw. Standby main.
I gotta abuse Ojamatrio before it gets limited.
Oh yeah. You know what? To hell with it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, I guess. I'm gonna flip summon my UFO turtle.
You have a turtle.
I'm going to normal summon my ultimate baseball kid.
That's pretty good. That is pretty
Battle
good.
phase.
Yep, you're gonna take
To your solar flare.
You're gonna take 100 points of damage. Then you're gonna search out. I was wondering if you're gonna be on Ultimate Baseball Kid.
Think I'm gonna bring out.
Oh, your own.
I think I'm gonna bring out my own solar flare.
That's pretty good. So I'm gonna take.
Gonna hit at you with 25.
I'm gonna take
attack.
1,015, and then 5 more at end step.
Correct.
Draw for turn, standby main. Thankfully, I have a way to actually out the Ultimate Baseball Kid. I do have a panda.
Ooh.
It's a big boy. It's a big boy. So I am going to go to the battle phase, and I am going to attack into your Ultimate Baseball Kid for 1,800.
1,800.
And then I will pass.
Okay.
Panda is 2,800.
Oof. That's kind of rough. I guess I'm just gonna set a monster and end my turn, so you'll take another 5.
I will. Draw for turn, standby main. Well, game over, buddy. I'll run out a giant orc. Then I'm going to activate final attack orders. Nice 0 attack tokens, buddy.
Yeah, that...
Alright, game 2.
Well, that didn't go exactly as I had planned, but you know what? That's fine.
Alright, we'll see if this one goes any better for you.
There you are.
Alright, well, you are on the play again.
So, draw. Standby, main. I think I'm just gonna set a monster and pass.
Draw for turn, standby main. I'm going to set a monster and set 3 back row. Go.
Alright, I draw. Standby, main.
Nothing in standby this time.
I think I'm going to run out a Solar Flare Dragon.
You got it.
Let's see what you've got under the hood.
Pop it.
Right. Main 2. Set a couple of cards. And I will pass the turn.
Have some Ojamas. I hear they like company.
How kind.
Draw for turn. Standby main. I don't think you've seen this yet either. But all the way back in Labyrinth of Nightmare, I did get one.
Ooh, a Gemini Elf.
They're not so important now that we have some 1900s available, but it's still pretty good. I'm going to proceed to the battle phase, and I'm going to see what this set is.
You take my Sandgan.
That's what I thought, but I just wanted to be sure.
So let's see. Who do I want? I kind of like my UFO turtle, to be honest.
Alright, so after combat, Demon, I don't think you're going to like this too much.
Why is that?
I'm going to kill one of your tokens, and then I'm going to activate another Ojamatrio.
Oh.
Oh, are all your monster zones full? Go.
Oh, crap. That's... Okay. That's an issue. Wow, yeah, this kind of puts me in a bad spot.
I think this
I
might be
guess
one
I'll
of the
just
reasons why
pass.
Ojamatrio got limited. Draw for turn, standby main. I'm gonna normal summon a solar.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna set 2 back row, and I will pass the turn. And you'll take 500 points of damage.
Alright.
And during your draw phase, I'm gonna make life even more miserable for you. I'm gonna activate
And how's
Curse
that?
of Darkness.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You may
okay.
proceed.
That's rough.
It's not quite Imperial Order, but it's still pretty good.
Ah, damn it. Let me read this specifically. Okay. Oh, God, I hate what I have to do here. I'm gonna switch a token to attack mode, and I'm gonna go ahead and crash it into your solar flare.
Okay, you will take 1,800 points of damage.
Main 2, I'm going to... Well, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna take the 1,000 life point cost. I'm gonna activate Raigeki.
Blow up my board, huh?
I mean, if you want to negate it, that's fine, but I don't lose the life points then.
I'm gonna let it go.
Alright. Then I'm going to... I think I'm kind of okay just passing, because you can't activate another Ojama Trio if I only have one open spot, so...
Correct. Draw for turn, standby, main. I'm gonna normal summon Dark Triceratops here.
Oh, I did not think that part through. Whoops.
I'm gonna proceed to the battle phase, and I am going to attack into a token. It'll be 1,700 total.
Yep. Okay, that's not good for me.
And I will pass the turn.
Alright. Raw. Standby, main. Oh, crap. Honestly, doesn't do a lot for me, but I guess I kind of need to. God, I hate to do this, but I have to run out Dark Hole.
Thinking. 5 cards in hand, too. That's rough. I don't like doing this, but I think I'm going to Judgment.
Okay. Then, in that case... Oh, man. If I had a certain card on face down, then this would be so much easier to go through.
No, this is scary, too. This is scary for me, too, because, like, sack just wins you the game. Draw for turn, standby, main. Run out Berserk Gorilla. Battle phase, I'm going to attack a token.
Right, so that'll be 1,700.
And if that set is Old Vindictive, I just lose the game anyway, so let's go ahead and just rip the Band-Aid off and see if it is.
It's my UFO Turtle.
UFO Turtle, okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and run out a Solar Flare Dragon.
Sure, you got it. Go.
Alright. Draw. Standby, main. Ooh. Oh, no! No! Shit!
You can't play spell cards, buddy!
That sucks! Oh, you know... Damn it. Damn it.
You can't play spell cards, buddy.
Oh, if I had 1 life point more, I would have won this game. Hands down.
Oh, let me guess. You top deck Smashing Ground?
No, I top down fucking Book of Moon. I have a monster that has enough power to beat over your Triceratops in defense.
Ah, yeah, but you can't play spell cards, buddy!
But I can't play it. I mean, I can, it's just I take myself out.
Exactly. If you play a spell card, you die. Bet you didn't see this card coming, eh, buddy?
No, I did not. Damn it. Damn it. Okay, fine. Alright, you definitely win.
Yeah!
Because
Curse of Darkness!
Yeah, okay, so here's the thing. First off, like I said, I have Book of Moon, so if I wanted to, I could have flipped that down, ran out a Blazing Enpachi that's in my hand, and won right there. Alternatively, that if I had 1 card face down, what I was talking about was... Here it is.
Oh, yeah, I figured when I saw the Ultimate Baseball Kid that you might be on that.
Because I have a baseball kid, and you're not the only one who's carrying Light Company.
Oh,
so if I had...
That's cute.
And on top of that, I also had a Meteor Rain set, too.
Yep.
So I could have turned, like, if I had DNA transplant on the field, I could have run you 3 more monsters, and I would have had a 9,500 ultimate baseball kid slugging you for basically 8,800 damage in one hit.
So, those are the only spell cards in my deck.
Really? That's it? That's because if you're gonna run,
Yep, this was the whole idea.
that's just crazy. Like, damn.
Like, even, like, the one Curse of Darkness I got just won me the game, but 2 of them is just crippling.
Oh, definitely.
That's the other reason why I think that judgmenting that Dark Hole is what won me the game. But it was not an easy decision,
hands down.
because when you set the monster, if that's an old Vindictive Magician, and I have to attack it, because if I don't, then you just flip it up and I lose the game. If you have, like, Sakuretsu armor wins you the game. But I just had to play like you didn't have it.
Yeah. See, I'll be honest, I actually don't have Saku in here because I kind of forgot about the whole Deckmaster causing 4,000 damage thing, and I kind of felt like it was a position where if we ended up having our Deckmaster out and it absolutely needed it, then I didn't really think it was going to be that kind of situation, especially because the last couple times you didn't really summon your Deckmaster out at all, or if you did, it was a card that bounced itself back, so I didn't really think from that angle too much.
It was a difficult decision for me to decide I'm not going to play around Sack, but the main reason why I put this in is because I was just looking for the biggest piercer just in case I didn't see final attack orders, and I didn't see final attack orders in the second game. But
yeah,
the deck was...
My god, I'm an idiot. Wait, no.
The deck was mostly...
Nope, never mind. I was about to say I'm an idiot. Because I just thought about it. I was like, oh, I could have UFO turtled into Ultimate Baseball Kid, brought out my Horus, and then summoned a monster. I forgot. My Deckmaster summoning would have counted as my normal summon for the turn.
Correct.
Because I was thinking that would have put me... I was like, that'll put me just enough over, but... Oh, well.
The deck I played today was about the same as I played for the Ancient Sanctuary duel, except post-board, plus Curse of Darkness, because I noticed if I was only running a couple of spell cards that this would be a very powerful source of burn damage, since the way this deck has been playing is it doesn't really need to kill you with monsters, it just needs to get you down low enough so that just some burn cards can finish the job. Or in this case, having a 2400 Piercer on command to be able to get 1700 damage on those Ojama tokens, and there's not really a lot you can do about it. I think these 4 duels were a lot of fun with the Deckmaster system, but for the last 2 duels of DM, we are going to be leaving the Deckmaster system. But the next 2 sets we have are pretty powerful. And speaking of new cards, we have some video game promos to discuss, I believe. So, in between the last time we discussed video game promos, there were 4 new sets of video game promos that came out. They're for the Dawn of Destiny Xbox game, the Power of Chaos Kaiba PC game, the Power of Chaos Joey the Passion PC game, and Rechef of Destruction for the Game Boy Advance. So we have some promos we need to talk about. So we'll do them in chronological order. So for the Dawn of Destiny promos, there is one that's not listed on the page. The 3rd Dawn of Destiny promo is the Winged Dragon of Ra, and we're going to be using the TCG version of the Winged Dragon of Ra, so we can play it if we want to. But I'm not interested in the Winged Dragon of Ra, I'm interested in that Widespread Ruin. So you can get a Dark Sage or an Egyptian God card.
Okay, so with Dawn of Destiny being the first of our sets, you said you took the Widespread Ruin?
Yes, I would like the Widespread Ruin, please.
So it comes down to the TCG version of the Winged Dragon of Ra for the sake of actually letting the card be playable, or a Dark Sage. As much as I hate to do it, honestly, given the fact that I don't have a Dark Magician, I kind of have no choice but to really take the Winged Dragon of Ra. I'm never going to be able to use the stupid thing, or would I really want to, but at least it's something?
Alright, then the Dark Sage will be mine, and we will move on to the next one, which is the Power of Chaos Kaiba the Revenge. And because I don't have a Blue Eyes yet, I kind of want one. I can't let you have 3 Blue Eyes, can I? Not with all the Blue Eyes.
Do you want me to do Ultimate Dragon?
Well, I'm more scared of the Blue Eyes support that comes out later. And you have 2 Blue Eyes, you have Fusion subs, you can make Blue Eyes Ultimate.
Fair.
So do you want the Seal of the Ancients, or do you want the Aqua Chorus? Neither of them are very good.
Yeah, well, seeing as how you decided to take the Blue Eyes from me and keep me from my 3rd, go ahead and take the Aqua Chorus. It's not the greatest card, but hey, there are certain cards coming up later that actually matter if there are multiples of the same one on the field or in the grave anyway. So, who knows, maybe I could find some use for this somewhere.
Just machine duplication decks come to
And
mind.
I mean,
And machine duplication is in Rise of
yeah,
Destiny, which is the next set. So then we have the Joey the Passion cards. I guess I take the Red Eyes question mark?
I was gonna say, let's see what it is. It's
The other two aren't great.
come on, Black Dragon, Sebek's Blessing, and Sword of Dragon Soul. What the hell even is? Equip only to a warrior, it gains 700 attack. If it's a monster battled a dragon, destroy that monster at the end of the battle phase. Honestly, shit, I might take this. I guess I'll go with the Sword of Dragon Soul, to be honest, because Sebek's Blessing is kind of a crap card as it is.
I guess I'll take the Sebek's Blessing because that's what's left. And we have one more video game, which is the Rechef of Destruction promo cards. And I will go ahead and take the Sage's Stone because I have two Dark Magician girls.
Yeah, and honestly, like I said to Rai earlier, I'm actually willing to forego a choice and give him all three of these, simply because, one, I have no Dark Magician, and those don't help me, and two, these two are actually completely useless without each other, so I'm actually okay with letting him have them. And on top of that, if he manages to actually get Dark Magician Knight put out onto the field, that'll be a hell of a moment to work with, so I'm kind of okay with that.
Oh, it will. And I think when the opportunity comes, I think I might try to make a deck with this. Thank you. So with that, I think we should both go to the prize wheel and see what awaits us there. Not gonna lie, I was not at all expecting this deck to get there for a second time, but here we are in the winner's circle for a second time. We have reached the end of the Deckmaster era. 2-2 in those duels, not too bad, but we did find a winning recipe, and I would not be surprised if a ban in the upcoming ban round is aimed at this deck. But let's take our first spin on the wildcard wheel. This is the last time for a while I'm going to see myself spinning on the wildcard wheel because we have some pretty powerful sealed product coming up for the next couple of rounds. And then see what we can get. We are going to get ourselves a rare wild card. We can go back to Labyrinth of Nightmare. So I am going to make that decision, and I will see you once I have made my decision. Alright, so after a little bit of searching for cards, I think my card that I'm going to take for a rare wild card will be a second copy of Mataza the Zapper. The reason why I went for this pick, I considered Book of Moon as well, but Book of Moon gets limited, and it has a lot of reprints that we'll have access to down the line. The reprints for this card are very limited, and I have 3 copies of the Allied Forces, which can make this card just balloon in terms of attack power, and it's a double attacker, which is pretty significant. So I'll go ahead and see what else we will get today for our victory. Kind of hoping for an ultra rare wild card so I can pick up a Torrential, since I don't have any board wipes. We might get it. Hurry, 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 and just another rare. So I think I'm actually going to take a third copy of Mataza the Zapper. This will turn our Warrior Equip deck online again. It'll still be a little dicey to play because of the removal, but having access to this many double attackers with equips is going to be pretty strong. So that will give us another option, and even just a Warrior Beatdown plan, especially with that Blade Knight that we got, that could wind up being a deck as well. And Mataza's a Dark for Chaos Sorcerer, which has synergies with the Allied Forces as well. So that's going to be a wrap for today's episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression Series. Join us next time when we bid adieu to our Deckmaster, but get to open a very impactful set, Rise of Destiny. Until then, see you around.